Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, being great examples to our young brothers. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. I'm the brother Kodar from the GMS Band Chicago, coming back with another video. This video is going to be entitled History Episode 60. More info on Blanqueamiento, which means whitening of the race. Okay, Salakia, by Esau-Edom, the book Esau-Edom, Rome. Okay, let me edit that right there. And as a matter of fact, let's go to the Safari and let's search up Blanqueamiento. Yeah, so it goes into a whitening. Okay, you know, they got the teeth whitening right there, but it's actually going into race whitening. Okay, and I got this a book that Elder Malcolm blessed me with, Esau-Edom, Rome, and I made a video previously on, I believe it was episode 56, of the Blanqueamiento, whitening of the race. All right, or mejorar la raza, which means improving the race. Okay, so I made a video on this like 2 weeks ago. You know, it's just an add-on to it. You know, so if you want to check that video out, it's there. You know, so I wanted to read this from Esau-Edom, Rome. This is page 26. It says, I'm going to start up, let me see. I'm going to start up here. It says, the truth is that Esau and his descendants have lied about everything and have recast and renamed people and events to reflect Esau-Edom's identity. They have renamed themselves many times to avoid being detected. In fact, after the descendants of Esau moved out of Mount Seir to Negev Valley south of Judea, they changed their name from Edomites to the translated Greek from Idumeans, which later morphed into Herodians during the time of the Herods, who ruled over the Judeans. All right, and the Herodians were the Edomite line. The Hasmonean, all right, was the Israelite line. All right, and we Antipater, married in the line of Miriam. All right, from the line of the Herodians, and that's how Esau got his way in there. But you can't biologically. Esau does shit like that, man. So in a time of Yahweh Shai, Herod, those are Edomites, but they were tares. They were chocolate covered Edomites, man. Esau does that everywhere he goes. Even the Mexican president today, she's a whole Amalekite. All these governors and these presidents of these different nations, man. The Amalek goes in there, sleeps with one of their women, and a child comes out, as the complexion of that nation. But the spirit is still Amalekite because the race is through the father, So even though he may physically look like the people of that land, but he has the spirit of a devil, and that's what Esau does. Okay, it says, let's keep reading. It says they are also identified as the Nabateans, the Arabians, Greeks, and Romans. From 600 to 70 AD, history identifies a group of them as the Germanic peoples, known as the Franks, Lombardy, Vandals, and later the Khazars. Okay, and those Khazars, all right, are those people in Ukraine today. Elder Malcolm previously shown the crest that they use to this day. And those Khazars migrated over and migrated over to that land. What they call the Middle East, which is Western Asia. All right, into that land of Israel. Though they are related to those Ukrainians, they're Amalekites, man. Who converted to being a quote unquote you-ish. All right, this is something that Elder Malcolm brings out all the time. Okay? just like those Amalekite, all right, Muslims, okay, who converted to being Muslims. All right, you had the Ottoman Empire, or you had the Sultan Mehmed. Those were Amalekites, all right, Muslim Amalekites, and that was the start, all right, of that deadly wound being healed in 1453 when Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Empire, and that dude Mehmed the Conqueror, because I believe for 25 years they was trying to take down Constantinople, but it was standing strong. But eventually Jake had to fall, and Mehmed the Conqueror, he conquered Constantinople in 1453. He changed the name of Constantinople to Istanbul, Turkey. And that's where that Turkey is today. Those Turks, a lot of those Turks are Amalekites, man. But those were Edomite who Edomite Amalekites who convert to Islam. So let's keep reading. It says, of course, you had the 1492 where Granada fell. So it was the rise of Esau and fall of Jake. That had to happen. The bubonic plague and whatnot. But let's continue to read. It says, as they spread throughout the earth, they identified by the name of the land they settled and recognized their heritage as European. Okay. It says Esau-Edom adopted the name European for the landmass that was north where the sons of Japheth, the original inhabitants, live. Right, because Europe is where Japheth, the Greeks, the original Greeks and the Romans were Japhites. All right, the Etruscans, it says the original inhabitants live. They named the area after the Roman goddess. All right, which it wasn't the Roman goddess, it was the Greek goddess. Okay, the Greek goddess Europa. All right, now called Europe. The sons of Japheth, the original inhabitants of Salakia. There we go. I mixed it up. It's all good. It says Salakia, that's the point that I wanted to bring out. And that's the point, man. Esau, first of all, it ain't even a continent called Europe, but that landmass, they called it, the Japhites called it Europa, and Esau took over the land, or kicked those Japhites out to the islands. Okay, they fled to the islands, and now they're calling themselves after the Europeans. Okay, they think that's their homeland. Okay. And that's what Esau does everywhere he goes, man. Every nation he takes down, he claims to be them, So let's read page 27. It says the leaders of the nations have made the Negro people living in these lands to feel inferior and encourage many of them to improve their race. It was necessary to mix with white people. So that's what Blanqueamiento is, whitening of the race. Mejorar la raza. Okay? All a part of the lies of Esau-Edom. All right? If you're not, if you're a darker complexion, you have less opportunities. All right? That's what Esau has done all around the world. Okay? This is the devil, man. So let's continue to read. It says, and although Esau-Edom is mixed with every nation, the Edomites still insist they are an elite people of impure Aryan race, a race with no mixture. All right, Esau's a fucking liar, man. But that's the point. I want to get to these precepts now because this devil's being exposed. And he's done that Blanqueamiento all around the world. Okay? Hey, especially to the Northern Kingdom. All right, look at the Mexicans, the Brazilians. Look at the Argentinians. Okay. All around the world, they portray, the higher ups as lighter skinned people. You go to these it's only when you go to these lands you find out that they're they're very diverse when it comes to skin complexion. You know, because you have Northern Kingdom. Some Northern Kingdom dudes be darker than me. And my name is Kodar. My name means dark skin. You know? And some of them would be, you know, Edom Akma's complexion. And some of them would be just as light as a Edomite. You know? Because the scripture says Ephraim is a cake unturned. You know, and the cake unturned. All right, so one side is extremely dark and one side is extremely light. Okay? My heritage is as a speckled bird. All right, so the Most High deals with variety, man. Okay, now let's go to Jeremiah 13 and 22 because Esau-Edom is being exposed. Jeremiah 13 and 22, it says, if thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thy iniquity are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels made bare. So Esau-Edom, all right, is being exposed. His skirts are being, his secret parts are being discovered. All right. The lies that he's told the whole world, now he's finally being exposed, and he can't control the narrative no more. Okay. It says, verse 23, now his shame is being put forth. Verse 23, can the Ethiopians change the skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Okay? So Esau-Edom is accustomed to do evil. He was created to be the wicked. Okay? All right, it says it was given to him a great sword to take peace from the earth. So that's literally his lot, to take peace from the earth. Okay? You know, he can't fight his nature. You know, he's a devil. All right? He's a devil, man. He can't do good. He's going to go forth spreading chaos, spreading lies. Okay? And slithering his way into power. That's what he does, man. It says in Psalms 55. Let's grab that. All right, because Psalms 55, Psalms 55. In verse 21, it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So he makes these things sound good. You know? He makes these things sound good, man. You know? But let's keep reading. It says, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? This dude is a serpent. He knows how to talk peaceably and have you believe him, but he has very vile intent in his heart, man, in his mind, towards the children of Israel. Okay, that's why the scripture says, Sirach, tend to never trust thine enemy, man. You know, and that's something our people fall to all the time. Shit, they fall for it every 4 years. All right, that's Habakkuk 2 and verse 16. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And shameful spewing is now on Esau-Edom's glory, man. You know, the whole world realizes that these Amalekites, these 1948ers, are the true enemies of the whole earth. They're the cancer of the earth, man. These niggas control the news, and they still can't control the narrative. Esau just gonna have to shut the internet down, man, because he through. You know, he can no longer control the narrative. It's over for this nigga, man. He's done. Okay? Shameful spewing on his glory, man. Now he's being shamed for all the lies, rape, robbery, and murder that he's covered up and made as if he conquered righteously, as if it was what they call it. What is it? Divine. Nah, it's not that. Damn, what do they call that? Damn, man. I'm drawing blanks right now. May the Lord allow me to remember it. But damn. But they basically make it seem as if it was divine how they got this, man. You know. But it's all good. You know, whoever, I'm sure a brother understands what I'm trying to say, but it'll come back to me. But let's read it one more time. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. All right? So Esau-Edom is being exposed left and right. Let's grab this 1 Timothy 6:20. It says, "Oh, Timothy, keep that." As a matter of fact, let me grab it. In the app, it says, "Oh, Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babbling, oppositions of science, falsely so called." Okay. So and that's a cut to that nigga. What's that dude name? Let me search it up real quick. I keep forgetting that dude's name, man. Let me see. Johann Blumenbach. Okay. Johann Blumenbach, the Wadi Al-Bashim Shai. I just had to search his name real quick, because I keep forgetting that devil's name, which I plan on doing a lesson on him as well. You know, this nigga came up with the false science, because the word science means to know. You know, of the Caucasoid skull, the Negroid skull, the Mongoloid skull, and the Australoid skull. You know, he tried to base intelligence off your skull shape, which that has nothing to do with intelligence or you being superior to someone. All right. This is a part of the science, falsely so called, that Esau does, man. You know, you hear a lot of Edomites say that too. You know, they say they're superior because their brains are bigger, their heads are bigger. That means nothing. That means nothing at all. Okay. So, Lord willing, I plan on doing a video on this dude, Johann Blumenbach, man. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, that want us to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all for elect. Lord willing, be a part of that number. Shalom, Kwame Sharala, or Abba Baba.